Hello, a video that comes recommended quite a lot, or not recommended, requested. I've managed to screw that up on every take I've tried to do with this. Um, yeah, it's which is better, or which should I play, One Jump Ahead or Mickey as my alternative ramp option. Just to break that down, in Blue Steel we have Quill, we just 4x Quill because it's like the best ramp card of the game. But we want more ramp, so we include another option. And some builds will include Mickey, some will include one jump. On the screen right now is my one jump ahead build. I thought I'd start looking at that when I get into this. Um, you can see it's not as updated. I don't play one jump as much, but I think, in my opinion, both are good and both achieve what you want, which is they will put an extra ink in the inkwell on that turn. So if that's really all you want to achieve, I don't think there's much difference in both of them, but we do go further. One costs two, one costs three. One provides a body on the board, one is a song, so it can be sung as well. So yeah, there is a bit more to this than just one is better than the other. I think both thrive in different positions. I think one jump ahead was thriving if a card like say B King Undisputed wasn't as popular because we didn't mind as much how much stuff was on the board, but now Mickey can provide a body, so I think there's benefits to either of them there. You will find if you talk to other players, what they'll say is they might tell you they've definitively chosen that one is better than the other, and I can fully respect their opinion if they believe that, and that's fine. In sort of my testing group and the people I play with, we're sort of on the view that it's both are good, both have application, both could be used. It's what you want to achieve with the deck, how you want to craft the deck and build the deck, what cards you want to include. Because it does change things around. It changes a lot of things around at the bottom part of the deck. As you can see, this version has Tala, and this one we have Argus instead. So yeah, I think it does change a bit more than just it's an alternative ramp option, but at the end of the day, they put another card in your inkwell. But what I'll do, and trying to make this not as convoluted as it will sound, is I will talk about the benefits of both of them, and then I'll try to bring it back around and say sort of where I'm at. So yeah, starting with one jump ahead. Yeah, as I said, I don't update this build as much, I don't play it as much. But I think it's still really, really good. And there was a time when I thought I was really just going to have to be on one jump ahead. I thought it was the better of the two. What it does is it allows you to play a four cost on turn three, and because Blue Steel runs Hiram, which is a really powerful four cost, we could get that out a turn earlier and get some more value out of it, which is really great. And just ramping earlier can sometimes be a better option, or it can be something you want to do more. I usually refer to one jump ahead builds as being like hyper ramping. I think it's because you can effectively use them more. I mean, you can play two in one turn if you have four ink. You can do something crazy like you can play one jump, next turn get a quill, tap the quill, and then play another one jump and just get so much ink in the inkwell. So if you're just really trying to rush straight to them Tamatowers, it's really good. I think that's a really good positive about the card. It's a song as well. Like I say, it can be sung if needed by anything in the deck, really. Has a chance at singing it. It's still uninkable like all the other ones are, but yeah, I still think there's loads of benefits to it. And I would usually tend to say I'll use it in a hyper ramping version of Blue Steel rather than a bit more mid-rangey, a bit more get bodies on the board version. Downsides, I mentioned downsides of both of them. I'll try and remember it for both of them. Of course, it's a song. Ursula can snatch it. You can just accidentally have it. On the draw, there isn't really any protection from them playing turn one Diablo, seeing you have it, turn two play two drop Ursula and just snatching it. So yeah, that can be a bit worrying. It doesn't do anything else besides gives you one ramp, whereas the other option does give you something else in the package. So yeah, but I think it's still good, and like I say both of them they achieve one extra ink on that turn. So yeah, but I can't really say much more on one jump. I think. Yeah, with the Mickey version, as I said, I usually tend to prefer the Mickey version. I'm trying my best to not come across biased in this video because I still think both are very good. It's just right now, as most people can see in my decks, I tend to go for Mickey. Um, but yeah, what I like about Mickey is you know your ramps are all going to happen on three because it's the same cost as Quill, which means that your deck building for curve and characters can be either side of that. So you can include, like I say, we include the more two drops because we want to be hitting Popsicle turn one. Turn two, we want to play a character, and then turn three, or we want to react with the baboon, and then turn three we ramp, and we always know we're going to ramp on there, and that can be quite negative if opponents always know that's what you're going to do on that turn, and they might want to pressure you on that turn by saying, I'm going to make you look at my board and go, hold on, I want to deal with that, but I know you're going to ramp. So that you know there are some negatives to building all of your ramp on turn three, but also The positives of you get a 1/3 body on the board as well, which is really quite good in my opinion, especially right now with Beaking Undisputed. I hear Sky mention it, and I agree. On average, Mickey will get you more than one law. You know, he'll get you between 2 and 4 before he's dealt with, because they just don't really want to deal with a 1/3. So he's just going to sit there sort of turning sideways. And sometimes you've got some crazy maths as well when you've got a Captain Hook and you've got a what's it called? A Smee and a Mickey. What you can do is you can do those three in a row, and that's 7 damage on board. So that's a castle hit as well. So yeah, I quite like the idea of I get a bit more because I pay the 1 extra ink, so um I get the ramp and then I get a character from it. So I've always been preferring this. But of course as well, he's a bit more expensive. So if you were to do, you can't do that trick I mentioned with the quill. You can't one jump then quill and play another one. But you can do, which is quite fun, is play them both on one turn, and on turn 6 and go up to 8. And then if you were to ink or something, you can get closer to 10. So yeah, I quite like the Mickey version, but as I say, I'm trying to not be biased between either of them when I explain this. So I bring it right back round to sort of both versions. Both have performed well at regionals as well. One Jump has done quite well in the US for regionals, and if we look at the Bochum results, a lot of Mickeys were making cuts there. I believe a Mickey version got to top 4. So I think it's kind of hard as well to just dictate and say one's done well at events and the other one hasn't. For a while, Mickey hadn't done well, but Mickey has gone in and out as well of people's decks. But yeah, I think both are very good. And the way I'd look at it, if I was in a world where I didn't have to set up targets for Tremaine or B King, and on all my only win condition was to get to the dime and play the dime and tap it. I would probably play one jump. I wouldn't even look at Smee as hard as I would in my other build, because if my only win condition is getting items, getting to Tamatoa and tapping Tamatoa, I just want to focus on that. So one jump ahead would just be preferred on that turn. But what I like is with the Mickey version, it's a bit, in my opinion, it feels a bit more consistent. I like getting a body on the board for those B Kings and those Tremaines. But yeah, because I'm paying a bit more expensive on that alternative ramp, I can't get a 7 cost out on the following turn. So I couldn't, with one jump, you could do one jump, quill, and then you'll have 7 ink after doing it twice. Um, with Mickey, of course, you can only get up to 6, so you only really got Big Tinkerbell to really put out there. But 7 ink is great because that will be the price of a dime, so you could set up the dime straight away and then be like, right, from here on out, I don't really care what you're doing, I'm just going to play dime targets and tap them. Um, so yeah, it's a little bit less explosive ramp with Mickey, but I like the package of getting a body on the board. I find when I play store champs or even at regionals as well, it's unpredictable what the decks are. So sometimes it's just valuable to have something on the board. But with the one jump, yeah, you just get this explosive ramp as well, which is really nice. And you can be a bit more flexible with one jump. You can play it. I mentioned that you could go to Tala and Hiram, but you're not prescribed to going Tala and Hiram. You've got 4 ink to play with on that turn. If you want to Baboom and play a Smee, you can Baboom and play a Smee. If you want to throw a Zeus out there, you can throw a Zeus out there, or you can set up a Tala to sing the Zeus. So I found there's more flexibility with the one jump. But with the Mickey, yeah, it's concise, it's consistent. It's just I'm going to play these things in this order. But the one jump, yeah, you've got some more flexibility. Say if they missed the Flynn or whatever, and you're not being threatened by a Flynn in an RP matchup, you can do something different. Say if you're playing the mirror and you just want to get to the dime and start tapping the dime before them, you can go for the one jump because that will just achieve that quicker than the Mickey of hold on, I can't ramp on 2 because I haven't got anything to ramp with. But yeah, I think both have got benefits. I only mentioned the mirror and the RP there. Of course, yeah, Mickey's not song protected. One jump is a song, so it will get stashed by 2 drop Ursula. But yeah, I think there's both positives to both of them. And as I said, I'm not 100% on either of them. That could change. There could be some cards. There could be some results that happen that it's okay. This one is the best one to play right now. But yeah, as they both achieve giving you 1 extra ink on that turn, and they both have different benefits that will make you morph your deck in a different way, include Talas instead of Argus. I mean, I've seen the people playing the Lawrence as well, so you one jump and play Lawrence, which is a 4/4. That's really awesome because it can challenge the Sisu. Um, but yeah, I think both cards are great. I don't think there's a definitive answer on which one's better. I just think they're great, and yeah, and both of them are ramp options. So when you're deck building, don't be upset if you're playing a Mickey build and they're playing a one jump, or vice versa. If you're playing one jump and they're going Mickey and you're going, hold on, I wish I had that one. If you wish you had that one, try it out. But if not, just be like, okay, I think they're both good. They both provide ramp, and just keep testing. And if you find one's going to be better at that particular instance, swap it. We're not playing with these big online Pixel One metas anymore. It's local metas that all morph together at a regional, it seems. So, if I'm honest with you, I'd say get off the debating society and pick one and just learn the deck and master it because they're both really good.